Hey, how you doing? This is Matt Smith and
Don Lancaster.
Captain Don Lancaster here, Fishing Tidewater Radio. We're getting back on the air, kind of getting back on the air. We've been off the air about 18 months now, Captain.
18 months. Well, seems like it was just yesterday, but you're right.
I'll tell you what, we did our last show on down at Buck Rope here. We did our last radio broadcast down there last July, and not last July, 2016. Yeah, 18 months ago.
2016.
And Captain Don's getting a little antsy sitting home retired, so without having to get back into the whole radio routine and the every Saturday morning thing, we figured this is a good way to try and get back out to everybody and get Fishing Tidewater back on the air. Right, Captain?
Absolutely, and this is the opportunity also for us to get to know a lot of the new fishermen that we were so engrossed in the daily routine of our radio show that we might have overlooked somebody. All they got to do is get a hold of us,
yep,
and we'll make heroes out of them.
Doing things this way, we can go to any site we want. You know, we got our old advertisers and things like that have been with us forever. We'll go out and do some on-site videos. We can go to tournaments. We can come to a shop. We can do pretty much anything that we want to do. Where we used to be kind of tied down with the radio station, 7 to 9 every Saturday morning. This will free us up that if we're out on a fishing trip, we can shoot some videos, talk about different products. If you want us to mention or talk about your club or organization, you want us to come out to a meeting and we can just shoot a quick video to put it on. If you just want to talk about upcoming events, charity events, fundraisers, anything you might have going on, tournaments, whatever, real easy to get a hold of us.
And we have a tough audience out there that we're used to dealing with with the Saturday radio show, because we're dealing with fishermen, and Saturday morning from 7 till 9 their palms start itching and they want to be out there. Now we can interview them anytime, any place, about any subject. They got a new lure, they bring it on here, as long as they don't mind leaving one in for us to test out.
There you go.
But no, it's I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is something that you and I probably both dreamed about before, but I kind of like the radio too, but after 25 years on there, you kind of get used to it. So.
Yeah, we've been talking for the last 18 months about different ways of coming back on, getting it back together, looking at a couple different options. We had some from a couple different radio stations, but I think this will be the way to go at this point. And we're going to do different segments. We want to do some things like, I'm kind of partial to bourbon, cigars, and fishing, so we'll probably do a segment on bourbon and baits, just like the great chefs team up a wine with a fine dish. We're going to team up bourbon with different baits. So whatever you want to do, we'll call it bourbon and baits. But we can do different events, like I said, different things like that coming up and shoot anywhere we want.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm really looking forward to see, there's no way it can't be a go, and that's the anglers out there or the companies that they're associated with for new guys coming in the area. If you got a product that is not abundant in our area here and you'd like to get a little free advertisement for it, give us a holler. We'll set a meeting up. We'll do it at your place, at ours, at a restaurant, wherever. And it's a chance to get a lot of the stuff that you used to call or email and have the guys send you their secret weapons. Now we can get some of the anglers coming in. And with the military population in the area, we get a heck of a transit population.
Oh, sure. We've got so many clubs and organizations we work with now. It'll be nice to go out to the events for a change and shoot the videos and just quick short videos and post them on so everybody knows what's going on. We had George and Al over the other night. We were talking about this, so Al will be around. I'm sure we'll get him to pop in and post some videos and things like that with us. And George, of course, always involved with different events, and very involved with getting veterans out fishing and things like that. So George will be with us, and it'll be a good time. We'll get the old crew back together, Johnny Jones and all those guys. I'm sure we'll get them all, talking
Absolutely.
to us.
How about, since this is kind of our virgin show, if you would, test, let the folks out there know how to go about getting their product here with us, getting them with us, how do they contact us?
Easiest way to contact us is just go send us an email at fishingtidewater1@gmail.com, and that'll come right to us, and we can list your organization's events, things like that. If you got something coming up, I know Cast for Kids has got another one coming up in Osborne Landing this year. We participated in that a couple years back, and definitely want to get involved.
I'm really looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
I really like the way they ran it.
Al Burnell with Wish a Fish Foundation and things like that as well. So we'll help post up events that are upcoming and get volunteers and that kind of thing, like we've always did on the air. And this will be a good time for us. We'll talk about different baits and different products. We'll be able to put them right here and do different things. But like I said, we can go on site. We can sit out fishing at a pier somewhere and talk to people. We can go to the lakes when we go out there and do some fishing and talk about different baits. I've talked to Michael Geyer about coming on and doing a thing on the Unfair Lures, great brand product. We'll talk about Boeing Lures and some others and some great products out there.
The best laid plans of mice and men, as they say, but we're planning on doing freshwater and saltwater. Of course, the powers that be and the politicians are slowly but surely removing our saltwater contacts because they're shutting piers down and. We have all the places that we get our freshwater reports from,
right?
And we could make contact with them. We could hopefully early on in the spring we'll get a chance to go around and maybe hit a couple of 3 of them on each weekend.
Sure.
And get that down, and then those places. There's some super fish to be taken in a lot of these places.
Yeah, we were going to shoot this first video on site somewhere, but it's 28 degrees out there. There's snow flurries over here in Newport News, and we're not going to sit on a pier and shoot this video. Sorry,
and I'm 81 years old, and I can't stand cold.
Maybe when we start introducing the bourbon and things, keeping us a little warmer, we'll be good to go on the pier. But anyway, just going to have some fun with this, you guys. Tell us what you think. We're new to this whole thing, so we're just going to play around with it and have some fun, okay? No sponsorships, no nothing like that. Just having some fun with it, getting out there, talking about what we love to do, love to go fishing. And, we've gotten away from saltwater a lot in the last few years with all the veteran events we've done and things like that. And I really miss my surf fishing and pier fishing and things. So I'll be getting back into a lot of that this spring. Looking forward to that. Re-gearing up for that kind of thing. And, of course, I've always searched out the crazy baits. Everything from the Savage Gear bats and ducks, which the bats, by the way, are phenomenal, to whatever, the different brands of saltwater, hoagie lures, all the others. We'll get back into doing those. We'll talk to the manufacturers themselves. A lot of these guys are little guys that are working out of their houses or their garages or something like that, and developing from there. So we'll get a lot of those guys to talk to us, and whether we do on-air phone conversation or what we do like we used to. Just have a lot of fun with it and get the
absolutely. And I'm just fired up because now we have the ability, by doing exactly what we're doing right now, of contacting Joe Dokes, who doesn't know anybody out there in the area, and he comes in and he's a pretty fair country fisherman. All he's got to do is call us up and we'll set up a meeting and talk about where he came from, what he did. And
yeah, it's simple. We can do rigging. We'll do specials on rigging. We'll, as the seasons come about and the different fish come into season, we can do, get people on to talk about rigging the baits. That's the best way to fish for them, best techniques, different times of year. In freshwater, saltwater, your seasons constantly change, whether you're fishing for tog or whether you're fishing for drum or whether you're fishing for speck, stripe, or flounder, whatever it may be. We'll get into some rigging on those kind of items as well and get this going.
Absolutely. It's pretty easy for us when it's 28 degrees outside and it's comfortable in here to sit around and talk about this. But I don't care if it was 80 degrees outside, we still can do this if we have to sit out on the front porch.
Yep.
But we can get exposure that we haven't had before because we don't have a commercial every 15 minutes.
Right.
And we don't have the producer sitting over there making sure, giving us the countdown and all this business.
Yeah.
We go as long as or as short as we want it.
Right. And, you know, one of the things we loved about the radio show was we were all over the place. You know, we had people calling in from Taiwan. We had, you know, Charlie Weaver out in Arizona.
God bless him.
We
We've got to get a hold of him too and let him know what's going on.
We had the manufacturers calling in from everywhere, from Missouri, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Florida, wherever, and Indiana and all different places.
Yeah.
We had guys calling in, talking about their baits, talking about their products, just talking about fishing, you know, and their sponsors and things like that. So we'll get these guys back in. We'll do some traveling this year and working a regular 9 to 5 kind of job. I got weekends off, so we can do some traveling and go hook up with some of these guys and get some good videos posted, you know, where they're at, how they're fishing in their areas and things, and just have some fun with this whole thing. Now, you've been fishing for what, 6, maybe 7 years?
About that. Yeah.
All right, so at 81, Captain Don's been fishing for all his damn life, and got some experience sitting here next to me. So, you know, lots of good knowledge to draw from there, and other people that you know.
Absolutely, and I'm so fired up about being able to get the average everyday worm dunker, I guess you'd call it, freshwater fishermen, and get them exposed to some of this stuff too.
Yep.
And when the folks out there find out what we got and what's going on, I hope that they'll get a hold of us with their ideas, what they'd like to see, maybe a guest that they'd like to see us have on. All you got to do is get a hold of us. You'll get contact information once you log on to the website.
Yeah, you know, we're on Facebook with Fishing Tidewater Radio, and on YouTube here it's going to be just Fishing Tidewater. And the email you can reach us at if you want to, you know, us to talk about something specific. You want us to look into something for you. You want to talk about an event that's coming up. Send us the flyers. We can post those flyers on the Facebook page, things like that. We're more than happy to. And do a quick video either with you or without, and talking about the upcoming events and things like that. And come out to the event and publicize it a little bit more. So a lot more freedom than what we used to have. We used to have, you know, have to have certain lines set up that we could do the on-site broadcasts and things. This kind of opens us up to a whole new world here. And it's going to be fun to do again. We missed doing the radio show. We had a lot of fun with that, and going forward, it's going to be a good time.
And this is not like on the radio, because we're sitting right now in Matt's living room, and we can do every show from here, or as long as we got someplace where we can take a suitcase and sit it up on in and sit on it. Well, we'll be there and have any and everybody out there on. And don't be bashful about your kids either. If you've got a kids group that you get together and fish with, let us know. We'll have you come on. We'll talk about that. Matt and I will come out to your function, wherever it is. My goodness, we've done 1 million kids.
Yeah, we have. That we do.
Functions.
Heck, all the James River Bridge fishing clinics, you know.
Yeah.
22 years of that.
James River Bridge, Buckrow Pier, Lee Hall Reservoir, the Newport Parks and Rec has their kids fishing down there. So there's an awful, and maybe for some of you that are new to the area around here, you don't realize what you have. But there's a multitude of really productive fresh and saltwater sites around here that you don't need that 26-foot boat with 300 horsepower motors on the back. Most of the freshwater places, especially those controlled by the state or local communities, they have boat rentals. They got requirements for licenses and sizes and what have you. So you got to be careful. Every lake could have different requirements for freshwater, and don't go out there and. It just breaks my heart to be walking along with the game warden, having going out on the pier to check somebody. Says, "Oh yes, sir, I caught. Boy, did I catch some fish!" And they got a big sign up on the fence that says largemouth bass, minimum length 12 inches, and the guy's got 14 6-inch bass in his. And I brought the man out there with the badge to take care of him, and that wasn't my intention, but. Hopefully we can teach as much from this thing and help you guys learn enough And
And
I've
for you
got
guys that are more experienced, captains, guides, things like that, I want you to join us and teach these other people how to do this.
Absolutely.
We're in a great area. I mean, the Virginia Beach area, Hampton Roads area for fishing, phenomenal fishing. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, you don't have to go very far, and easy rigging on most of it, and get out there and have some fun. So, if you want to help us out with this, we know we got a lot of professional captains out there that do this for a living, and we can pop over on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday afternoon or whatever it may be, and sit down and shoot the breeze and just get some information out there about your charter boat, about your services, about things like that, and just have some fun with it. That's all we're looking to do. So,
to start off with, rather than throwing any telephone numbers out, I think the smartest thing that we could do is go ahead and use that website.
It's fishingtidewater1@gmail.com. It's fishingtidewater1@gmail.com, and it's the number 1, not the word. So,
And I promise you, Matt or I will get back to you ASAP.
Yep.
So, first thing I got to do is go log on my computer and make sure I got it on there.
Bring it into the 80s, Captain. We'll get you logged on.
I heard that. Get somebody to help me.
Like I said, we look forward to doing this, and we'll post this up, and we'll post the links, and this will be our first video out there, and we'll proceed from there, and do different guests, different items, different things to talk about as we go. For many years on the radio, we'd show up, we'd have stacks of paper this thick for stuff to go through, and between people calling in and guests and things like that, we'd go home and we went through the first 2 pages. So, being that we're not a regular Saturday morning thing, we don't need to do the weather reports, we don't need to do that kind of thing.
We don't have a time constraint, which is the good thing about it. And that's, the time is money, especially when you're on the radio or television.
Right.
And so you have advertisers on there that they have to run their ads. And we did our very best to split it up. Every 15 minutes we tried to get ads in there.
Yeah, we used to have to go through a lot of pencils. It cost us a fortune in pencils because Don would be talking and I'd be over there breaking pencils, trying to tell Don it's time for a break, and box after box of pencils. So, we don't have to deal with that. And, we will have donuts. It'll be the usual donut crew. And that'll bring George and Al out of the woodwork. And Sinker Man, I'm sure he'll come out once he hears donuts. So it'll be a good time.
Yeah, that's, if we're going to meet at a restaurant somewhere to hold this session, we'll let them know, let everybody know.
Yeah,
of course, after we clear it with the restaurant to let them know what's going on.
Nothing that's bringing business into them.
But I'm really fired up about it, and I hope everybody out there, don't be skeptical, don't be afraid to log on to Fishing Tidewater.
Well, Fishing Tidewater, Facebook page.
There
And
you
then
go.
if you want to send us contact information, you can send us messages there on the Fishing Tidewater page. I want you to like that and subscribe to this channel, the new YouTube channel for us. But you can email us at fishingtidewater1@gmail.com is going to be the best way to reach us. And any ideas you want us to talk about, products you want us to investigate, look at, check into, see how they work. He's got a little bit of experience on his side, and I got a couple of good years behind me too. So
Excellent years, and I have really enjoyed it, and I'm sure glad to see this come back.
all right, well, we're going to wrap this one up. We'll get this posted, and we'll come out with another one. Like I said, we'll do bourbon and baits. We'll pair them up for you, that kind of thing. So if you like your favorite bourbon, send us what you want us to check out, and we'll do the tastings. We'll probably throw a cigar or 2 in there, too, and just make this real comfortable and relaxing, okay?
There you go, and don't forget that any suggestions that you have, go ahead and make them. We'll just keep a list of all the suggestions that come in, and those that we can that we think are better than others, we'll go ahead and follow up on them. We'll keep a list of all of them. Some of them we can't do. I don't know what we can't do.
I don't know what we can't do.
We're in charge.
But we can play and have some fun with it.
There you go.
That's what we're doing. So
that sit down, give serious thought to it, and go ahead and start writing your information down and get a hold of us.
all right. We look forward to hearing from everybody and looking forward to being kind of back on the air with everybody, all right? You have a great day.
All right.